Well, hi. Hey.
Well, hello. We're back.
Hello. Welcome to Girl Chat Sports, Mo and Mel. It's officially December,
It
and
is.
somehow we've made it through 2024. But we got a whole calendar year
We still
left.
got a
So,
month. Hopefully, I make it. We
man,
still got a whole
listen.
month. We still got a whole month
Uh,
left.
it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It
I'm
is.
just like, wait a minute. How? Oh
The
no.
current events are crazy right now, but even in the world of sports, it's crazier too. So I don't know. This is where we are.
It's where we are. It's what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was Black Friday. Most of us survived that. I don't even know why I mean, Black Friday is basically just Cyber Monday, in which ends up getting extended to two. There's still Cyber Monday sales today. So
Right.
I feel like you don't got to go anywhere. You don't got to get out to stores anymore. I haven't seen
Exactly.
that. It's like,
Exactly.
what's the point? You just stay at home, you order all weekend, you return what you don't want, and there you go. Bam.
Yeah.
Boom.
I went out there on Sunday. It was very quiet in the
Oh,
mall.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Um, yeah, so we have a lot going on, but also at the same time, not a lot. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it feels like we were busy. I was busy this past weekend seeing sports. We both were. And then, but I feel like I also didn't do much either. So I don't know. I feel like it's December. We're in that weird between Thanksgiving and Christmas time where it's like you don't feel like doing anything really. You do things, but then you don't. Then you have plans and then you go, it's just a lot of it's
I
winter
don't know. You're
time.
coming off of vacation mode too. Like you had a trip and everything. I think everybody else is still kind of like, we're Christmas. This is time. I think you're still kind of
I'm
decompressing off
like
of that a little bit.
debating should the tree go up. Like I
Yeah,
don't know.
you're still coming off of your decompression of your trip, and
I'd rather be back
that's
on the
work stuff.
beach. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
got to get
just
back on
I
beat.
feel like
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
In the
Definitely.
meantime, I'm detangling
Uh
Christmas lights. So yeah, I get it.
I know.
Untangled. I don't know
One
what
day
else
I'm
to
gonna
do.
put Christmas lights on my house. I just haven't
Yeah.
got that far yet. I'm just not that adult. I'm not that adult yet for the Christmas lights have gotten in the house.
It's coming. Trust me. When you see your neighbors and see what they do, it's a competition
I
almost.
do be seeing them, but I'm just like, whatever. Like, yeah, okay.
Still not biting, huh? Okay.
Like
Mhm.
it's great, like wonderful. I'll look at your like I don't look at my own house. You don't ever
Right.
like check out your own lights. You always see the lights on everybody else's house. So,
Right.
but yeah, anyway, I'll find the wreath outside somewhere. I'll get the wreath up at
Oh
least.
yeah, the wreath
I start
definitely key. Definitely. At least the wreath on the door. Help us with that.
at least get that done.
At least get
Jeez,
that.
oh
Yeah.
my god. Uh, we are. I want to say like just like a little bit away from getting into this first ever 12 team college football bracket. Now, big, we'll get to them in a second, but big shout out to University UNLV
You're right.
who beat Reno, our in-state rivalry for rivalry week, and got the cannon for the third straight year. They're number 20. But with the playoffs, it's the top 25, and then it's like a whole committee that has to pick the right ones. Because right
Right.
now, the projection has Arizona State in there, but Arizona State is ranked number 15.
Right.
So you've got the issue right now is Alabama has 3 losses, and they're scheduled to be in there at number 11, which
Yeah.
is wild because you
It
got
is.
teams like Miami and Ole Miss who I think have 2 losses or
Right.
maybe not even that. And
And they're not even on
either
there.
either which way,
Right.
this is what I'm looking forward to. Like if even if you are a mediocre college football fan, this is the first ever 12 team college football bracket. And this is what the national championship is all about. I like it. I love it. I can't wait for it.
Well, I know we play
uh,
Boise, so
yes.
that's going to be a game I
Boise's
have my
this
eyes on.
Friday in Boise, and Boise's ranked number 10. They got that insane running back too.
Right.
It's gonna be very interesting. Friday at 5 o'clock, I think. I even saw that some people had like chartered a plane for fans to get on, and you paid like $500 or $700 to like take the plane there, watch the game, or tailgate, do some things, watch the game, fly back after the game. So hey,
Yeah. How cold is it
you
in
can't beat
Boise
that.
right now? I'm cool.
It's too cold. It's colder, and then you got
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
like the Ohio State Michigan game that happened last
Right.
weekend. Ohio State was supposed to win that, didn't, and there was an all-out brawl on the field.
Because flags were planted in the center of their
The
mascot, of
flag
course. The
planting is a
rival team.
very serious thing out there.
It is, and
I mean,
they're not the only
really.
school that did that, where the opposition lost and decided to plant their flag or attempt to. You know,
Uh-huh.
so
Uh-huh.
that was the rivalry week. That's what we were getting.
And they
I had to
both got
explain that to
fined.
somebody.
They both got fined $100,000
Whew.
each team. That's some big Christmas pockets, right? I mean, but they got the money. They'd be giving NILs for way more than that.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's not like
absolutely. I mean, but dang, that's larger than a Bosa fine.
it's it's a lot. It's a
It
lot to be
is
dealing
hundred
with. I don't
thousand.
know how. A hundred
And I
thousand
still think of that
each.
with college kids, but I forgot we have NILs and that kind of thing. But $100,000, they
Yeah,
got it, especially Michigan.
of course they got it.
Yeah, they got it. Ohio does too. That's nothing. Okay.
They ain't worried about all that.
No, they're
You know,
not.
they got
Not at
other
all.
things to be
Not at
other
all.
things to be concerned with. So we'll
Right.
see how the college football playoffs go down. Um, we have to touch on a couple Jugadores because it's been a minute. I don't think we had Jugadores last
No, we
week.
didn't
So
have it last week or the week
we
before.
didn't. We had so much other stuff after being off for like a month. We had to get
Right.
back into it. So Deontay Johnson's the Ravens wide receiver. They were losing big. They were losing to the Eagles in week 13. And when he was asked to go in the game, he refused. He refused to enter the game. So can you imagine going to work and your boss saying, "Hey, I need you in this meeting," and you're like, "Nah, I'm not gonna."
Yeah, because from where he was previously with his stats, his numbers are not as great. He gets one catch maybe for very few yards. He feels like he's unproductive. He feels like they're not giving him enough looks. So he's taken the route of a Kawhi Leonard to say, let's low manage me. I'll come in when I feel like it, basically. But you can't
He's
do that in football. You just can't. Just show up. I know, I know. His stats were crazy. I remember it was like double digits before in the past, and now he's like 6 yards here, one catch here, maybe 15 yards. Like he doesn't get the numbers like he's expected to get because he doesn't get the ball enough. And because Baltimore's so loaded with so many options, he's a
yeah,
lower
and it's a lot
option.
of running too, especially
And
as
there's
we
a
get
lot
to
of run
wintertime.
game, so
They're
there's no
running a lot
pass
more.
plays.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's bitter. He's being petty. And
Very
we'll keep
petty.
seeing how this is
We
going,
only got a one game suspension without pay, so now he's going to lose some of that. He's going to lose a little holiday money.
Right. And they're on a bye week too, right? So he misses out, he has bye week, and then when he comes back, he still doesn't get to
It's
play, and then it's another week. Yes. Oh Lord.
oh,
You can't
man.
load
And
manage in
then
the NFL. I'm sorry. You just can't. It doesn't work that way, guys. Sorry.
you would
Take it petty
think
to a whole nother level.
super petty.
Yeah.
Then we got to talk about this with the hit on Trevor Lawrence,
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
who also is now out for the season. He's having shoulder
Right.
surgery apparently too. So the Texans, Alshire is suspended for 3 games, and it was upheld by the NFL. But this is the thing I didn't realize until I read into it. He has repeated violations for safety after his hit on Lawrence. So he had the hit on Lawrence's head this past weekend. He was flagged and fined for a late hit out of bounds on a Titans running back in week 12. And he was fined after he punched a Bears running back in week 2.
Yes. The Bears running back, was that an
So
altercation that they were just fighting and he punched him? Or was that part of
I don't
play?
remember week 2. I'm not sure,
I
but I
don't
don't know
either.
if either which way, fined. And this is your third time, sir.
Well, this is the thing. They always go off a pattern, right? So if he
Yeah.
has a track history, they were definitely going to throw it at him. The debate is still out there about Trevor Lawrence.
Sure.
Was it a late slide? What's the end game for these quarterbacks that run? Should they be penalized for doing this kind of trickery? I know Pat Mahomes, you
Absolutely.
cite him. He's notorious for doing a fake slide or fake attempt and then goes down. And, sometimes defense, they're running on all cylinders and they just can't stop on a dime because
No,
you're about to, they can't predict
they
what that's
can't.
happening. So the fine should come on both sides. To Tom Brady's point, when he was interviewed on the Herd about it, depending on the
Oh,
situation.
don't let Natalie hear that you've been talking about her man. So
No, what Tom Brady had to say on the herd was
yeah,
very
it
profound
was
and
great.
insightful because
It
he's a
was.
quarterback whisperer. He's a winner of quarterbacks, and he says, "Hey, stop designing plays where it requires them to run. Keep them in their pocket, have the line protect them." But you guys aren't doing that. And then with these late slides, what are you suggesting that they do? Are they intentional? Like there should be some kind of ruling on that side of the quarterback if you decide to run. Then I've
I feel
heard,
like Tom Brady came from one angle. Like he's not a running quarterback, so he can't really speak on. I mean, yeah, if you want to keep quarterbacks in the pocket so they don't get hurt, that's one thing. But if you're coming from a athletic QB who's meant to run, who likes to get touchdowns, who likes to have that extra play, up their sleeve, how do you
I mean, I
protect
get
that?
that.
They
So at that point, you're no longer a quarterback to some people's definition. You're now running back. You're a runner.
right,
So you're going to get hit. So what is that penalty
absolutely.
look like if you're running and you intentionally slide and all of that? They never put any rules in place because this is the game now. You're no longer
And
a QB if you
they
start taking
gotta
the ball and
figure this
running.
out.
That is out of
They
the
gotta
jurisdiction
figure
now
this
of what a
out.
QB is. But we've changed the model of a quarterback. But at the end of the day, when you have that ball and you start running, you're no longer QB position. You are running.
Sure.
So, and it's unfortunate because Trevor Lawrence really damaged his shoulder, has to have shoulder surgery, and is hurt. And we can't hear from his side as far as if did he intentionally try to slide early. I mean, you're looking at it, it looks like he did, but it's just I don't know.
And you
It's
can't really
unfortunate.
change it what a defender does when they're, like, almost in the air, like, you
Yeah,
can't
exactly. You
it
can't
looks
stop
like
him.
if you're watching in slow we always see the plays, show it back to us in slow-mo. Yeah, it looks like it was intentional or it was hard, but we're also not watching it, like, in live play. Like, at that
I
speed,
don't
you
think it was
don't
intentional though. I don't think it was intentional on him.
no, uh-uh.
But I know with his
It
history, I know people
happens.
think it is intentional, but I think that
Uh-huh.
was just a clean hit and he ended up getting hurt because he tried to strategize a way where he could try to get
A
down and get
clean
the down.
hit, but also got the helmet. A helmet to helmet,
Yeah, helmet. Yeah.
you can't
Yeah. It's
really
a shoulder
can't
thing.
really
I
fix
mean, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I
We'll
think
get to more football.
it's fair though that he did get the fine and suspension. Of course, he
Yeah,
had to.
he did. And
That's
then he made a post about he did apologize to Trevor Lawrence. He knows he said it wasn't intentional. And he also made a post after the NFL upheld it and was like, if you want me to be your villain, I'll be your villain. Well, sir, you've had a few
I mean, you've
incidents, so
had a
you
track
kind of
record of being the villain, and this is a villainous. You put the guy out for
if
the
it walks
season,
like
so
a
now
duck
you
and quacks like a duck, I
right, and you
mean,
put the gentleman out for the season. You definitely are the villain in this, even if you didn't intend to be. You're always going to be the
yeah,
villain when you put a star quarterback
you're
out, a
you're
starting
gonna
quarterback
you're
out.
gonna be like
You're
that.
always going to be
It's
the villain.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to get to some Vegas sports news real quick. So, shout out to my coworker. She gave me a ticket for one of the games. I hitched a ride with my girl Sarah. Went out there to watch the Edmonton Oilers game. What I hadn't realized was, no, I'm sorry, the Edmonton Oilers game we won, and then the following game we lost,
Right.
right? And then last night's game against the Oilers, this was the fifth regular season game in NHL history to have 0 combined penalties. So that means nobody went to the penalty box on either side. And they had
Wow.
1 goal or fewer because it was 1-0. The
Right.
most recently done was the game that was most recently done was February 20th, 1944.
Wow.
80 years ago was the last time something like this has happened, and that was between Toronto and Chicago. Insane, right?
It's
Insane.
saying that those teams are that old.
They've
Wow.
been around for ice has
I
been
know.
around forever,
Right.
like it's
True.
just it's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Wow.
Uh and they also named teams to the Four Nations face off in February. I believe it's in Canada. So you've got Eichel and Hannafin
Yes. Had a
from
fun.
from the Golden Knights for Team USA. You've also got Hill, Stone, Peter Angelo, and Shea Theodore for Team Canada. So Golden
Okay.
Knights they're representing pretty hard. And we're also actually up 1-0 versus Anaheim right now. We're in LA. We come back to Vegas Friday, and then they're out again for I think like 2 or 3 games on the road.
So McDonald's has a special right now that you get free fries if the Vegas Golden Knights score on the first.
What? McDonald's
Yes,
fries?
yes, McDonald's
Oh.
fries. So
I
all you
would
have to
much
do
rather
is.
have that than the tacos they give out at Taco Bell. Like, who wants Taco Bell? Why
But
are we
McDonald's
getting
is doing the
Taco
fry.
Bell tacos?
It ends tonight, but you can go and get free fries because they did score 1 point in the beginning. They were the first to score.
Like anybody, you don't have to be at the game or show your ticket?
I guess not. I think you just show, like, I don't know, you maybe screenshot the score or they know. I don't know.
But I mean, like, you don't need to have like your ticket. You know how they
No,
give you
it's
the
not for
ticket when you go in the
participants. It's
game?
not going to the game. It's like if
Oh,
they score, I think if you just mention it to them, they'll be
dang.
like, "Oh yeah, we know. Come on, what do you want? Free fries. Go
Can I
ahead."
get my free fry? Thanks.
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
use a good fry right now. Yeah.
right. Sounds good, right?
Right. And then also just a reminder, I know for those that are still holiday shopping for their Raiders, VGK, Aces fans, the VGK Ladies Raid the Night event is at Tivoli Village this Saturday. It's on the second level. There'll be signs to show you. I know it's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Also there at Tivoli though, so it's kind of like gotta do both, is a Prosecco and puppies adoption event. I can't remember which rescue it is.
What?
Right. So you can not only buy your Christmas gifts or holiday gifts, you can also go pet puppies and drink Prosecco. So it's a win win, right?
Wow.
Tivoli Village is going to be
It's gonna be
busy on
popping,
Saturday. Yeah, it'll be
popping with
good.
patches that you get, and popping with puppies and
I
prosecco.
would listen if they could bring. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, it's gonna be good. What's up, Heather? Thanks for
Hi,
tapping
Heather,
in.
and Nat
Hi,
too. As I was talking.
Alicia. Yeah,
Hey,
I know,
Alicia.
right?
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. They also have an event coming up too at the Cosmopolitan. It's a
Right. I saw
skate
that.
at the ice rink. So I noticed there was a name there, Hannah Fine.
He's gonna be there.
Appearances by Golden Knight players Hurdle, Hannafin, and McNabb. They may change or it can change. Also, Chance, the Vegas Vivas, the dance team, and the Knights Guard will be there. It's this Sunday, 4 to 7 p.m. So FYI.
Mm-hmm.
Back to UNLV. So they're going to Boise. We went, and thank you to your brother. I did
Yes.
get a
Shout out
pic.
to Marcus for those tickets. That was so nice
Yes,
of
a
him.
shout out to Marcus. We appreciate it. I loved
Yeah.
everybody donning their red. This is my first time coming to a game. I've been to two. The first time was when they weren't winning anything and like there was maybe 100 people there. This was like almost the whole lower bowl was filled. They even opened
Oh
parts of
yeah.
the second level, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But those lights, can we talk about the lights?
It was bright. The lights were
It was
bright.
so
The
bright.
lights were bright for a
It was
competitive
like
match.
I
The
was
lights were bright, and they were not shook. So I appreciate that. But it was
I'm like, it's like
very
under an
illuminating.
investigation light. I have very sensitive eyes. Like I can't even be in the office. Like literally when I'm in my office, I have to turn the bulbs out because the bright neon light, those bright fluorescent lights drive me crazy. But that was a lot.
It can
It
mess
was a
with you.
lot.
It can literally mess with your head. It could do all of that. It
Well,
cause
it
headaches.
didn't. I guess maybe that's the trick for the guys for UNLV is they win under these bright lights. I mean,
Yeah,
they do say
I
it's
mean
like
the
under the
lights were bright
lights.
for
So
them. They were able to capitalize. I mean,
I know. Oh wow.
but I've never
We
been in a
also
stadium where the lights were that bright before in my life. Like I
I
just
have
never.
never felt. I mean, granted, I'm never in a stadium at night that much. You know, you're in. I guess if I'm at a night game, it's usually outdoors in a stadium. Possibly, I don't think I've been to a night game for the Raiders yet.
Yeah, and I
But that
have,
was
and I
just.
don't remember it being that bright. I really
I
don't recall it being
don't.
that bright.
Maybe because there's more people moving around and like the lights shifting or bouncing off people. I don't know.
I don't know, but
That's a lot to go off
it
of.
was pretty
That's a lot.
bright.
Uh,
No matter where you
so
sat, I felt like your light was on.
there was no shady spots in the
No,
entire stadium, so everybody was
no,
getting shined
no,
on pretty well.
no.
Update for the new Ace ballpark that'll be here in Las Vegas. So an extra 250 million got added on to the project cost. So a new total of 1.75 billion. They're saying that the increase in construction costs elevated the price, as well as 70,000 more square feet of stadium amenities. So they're
Ooh,
making more general admission amenities, more club seats, more lounges, I'm sure. But what I didn't know is this is going to be the first stadium to have under seat cooling.
wow.
Yes. I
They need
kind of
it though.
wanted
It's
to.
gonna be hot.
They're gonna need fans. They're gonna need everything, not just the underseat cooling.
You know
But
how I
I
was
can
looking online for
appreciate
those
that.
heat pads? I'm looking for cool pads now. That'd probably be the cool seat pads I have to bring.
Yeah, listen, remember the Buffalo game, the snowstorm? Mo's texting me about Amazon heat pads during the
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
just
like, this,
curious. Like, what can you bring to a stadium like that when you have a game
how do
like
you
that with
stay
so much
warm?
snow? Like, how do you stay warm and what's the protocol? What do they allow? Because myself, I probably would have one of those battery operated heat pads sitting under my bums. And I
I
read
feel
the
like I would need a
reviews and everybody
full
says it's
snow
great.
ski, a full ski suit. But I feel like there was somebody in our group on Facebook, the Girl Chat Sports group, that had posted about like the stadium, or maybe it was me that posted the Buffalo Bills stadium's not going to be, or it's not going to be enclosed. And I don't feel like Buffalo fans even want a stadium that's. I feel like they thrive off snow
Oh, they
games.
love
They
it.
thrive off cold. All those people that were tailgating with their t-shirts off in the stands with their t-shirts off. Some of them barely just had a hoodie and a jersey on. Like that was it. I would be freezing in just a hoodie and a jersey.
I wouldn't make it. I would not
I,
make it.
I would be
Hypothermia,
done.
frostbite. Yeah,
I'll
no
watch it
big deal.
home. Thanks. No,
Yeah, they
thank
just want to
you.
frolic in the snow.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah. So yeah, the A's, it's getting more, and we're not even there yet. It's supposed to be done by 2028. So we still got like 4 more years to see this increase in price.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much those.
And what about those tariffs and and getting our items in the country that maybe need the building items that are needed in the country? I'm just curious because we haven't seen that yet. So.
Or this will be the first stadium where all materials are made in the USA and factories are. I don't know.
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll
We
see.
will. Let me quit talking mess because that's all I'm doing is being petty talking mess.
Hey, Messy's, it's kind of
Yeah,
fun
I'm just being
sometimes.
funny.
Be on the lookout for the new mascot in town. We got the Vegas Desert Dogs new mascot, Decker. I think he's a dog, but he looks like a fox, but I'm not sure. Decker,
dog. So is he a coyote? Because that's a desert dog.
Coyote. Is that a desert dog? Okay, coyote. Okay, that makes sense.
Maybe that's a coyote. I'm assuming.
Okay, well, his name's Decker. And he'll be there. So the season opener for the Vegas Desert Dogs is this Friday at the Lee's Family Forum, the LFF as we'd like to call it. And it's me and Natalie are going to go there. So I'll be checking out to see if I can find Decker. I love me a mascot. So hopefully he's got some spunk.
And then ask him. And if he nods his head, if he's a coyote. I have a suspicion he's a coyote.
Okay, I'll ask. I'm like, coyote?
That's the only desert dog I could relate to. And he'll just nod his head.
I don't know. Dog, whatever is cool as long as you're something.
It looks like a fox, but it looks like the Carfax fox, but it's probably a desert dog.
Maybe it's his cousin. The Carfax guy is his cousin.
Maybe it's a coyote or something.
Oh, that's good. I haven't watched it yet. However, there is a new Hard Knocks. I gave up on the preseason Giants one. It just bored me to death.
I'm mad at them anyway. They kind of was stupid anyway. So,
but the Hard Knocks in season with the whole AFC North. So you got the Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Bengals. Now this just aired last night. Here's a little clip of Joe Burrow, who could be Joe Batman from now on.
Did you get it yet though?
I don't get it for like a year, but I bought it.
That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. You gotta go to the Ventures Batman when he had the ass eye thing on.
I think I gotta go all in and go for like the expensive bat.
The suit and all. That's gonna be funny as hell though. I ain't gonna lie. That's gonna be hilarious. He how about that with a cape on, bro?
What if I wore it to every game? I just wore the full bat suit, Batmobile to every game. If I go crazy on Halloween after,
what? I mean, yeah.
Then
I would be like, yeah, whatever. Getting two, yeah.
507 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'll wear it again. I'll wear that.
You gonna get lost in there.
So apparently it's going to take him like a year to get it, but it was like $2.8 million for one of the like legit Batman cars. Now, should this Batmobile, whole full suit maybe bring some changes to Joe next year? We may see him in this every game before pregame.
Well, he needs to do something because he's losing. So whatever it takes for him to be a winner, if we have to roll to next season with that, I guess go for it. I mean,
Whatever it takes to be a winner. That's cold, Mo.
mean, they gave him a huge contract, and it's just they're not.
And he's been spending a lot of it on cars. He has a whole fleet of like just insane car
So
collections.
he's turned into a car enthusiast, and now he's going for the Batmobile. Okay, win some games, sir. I don't think the city of Cincinnati is really happy about hearing this, watching the Hard Knocks, and that's the problem with Hard Knocks. I saw people tweet like they need to end Hard Knocks. There needs to be no more of this. We're watching nonsense. Mike Tomlin has come out saying he's not going to watch it at all. We already have a little bit of clips that I've seen on some social media platforms with the Hard Knocks crew there and filming, and players telling me, "Oh, you were mic'd up," and he tells them to shut up and get on in there,
the game, right?
Yeah, and then I saw moments where he's talking to Russell really nicely. It's just, so you'll get that, but he literally said he was not watching. He was like, nope.
I get it. What's up, Miss Bolland? You
Hey,
said Savage
up?
Mo is out.
I am. I guess I am a savage. I mean, I'm looking at this AFC division, and we were expecting so much from Joe Burr, and nothing.
I'm just more interested because we haven't seen a multi-team hard knock, period. You know what I mean?
So I think interesting.
That gives us the ability to get like a little more eyes out, a little more eyes on things. But yeah, I'm sure, especially, I know Tomlin's always hated it. And I know it's like an invasion of privacy for coaches and whatnot, but let's see how good it is. I know the Giants one I couldn't stand after, like, I think I got to the second or third episode and left it. So we'll see how this one strikes. I will try catching it out tonight, see how it goes.
I'd be curious about Baltimore and if they touched on Justin Tucker and why he's doing so tragically with his kicks. If they do talk about anything like that. Yeah, speaking of the Ravens.
So the Ravens are 8-5, but those 5 losses are a combined 22 points, combining field goals and the kick after the field goal, the kick after the touchdown. So he's missed 22 points of kicks in those 5 losses.
Yeah.
So he is the reason he's lost these games. I mean,
yeah, he is. They literally could have won the game the other night.
But he could have won them.
The Battle of the Birds, they literally could have won that game against the Eagles.
That's
I didn't care. I had Jalen Hurts on my fantasy league. I needed to put up points. I don't have Justin Tucker. I care not. But it's just fascinating to me when all you have is a short yard field goal kick and you miss it. And then the first time, and you hear the doink off of the goalpost, and then you miss it again. And it's like, what are we here for?
This is why I made a post today. I was like, there needs to be a 30 for 30 on the 2024 season of the NFL kicker. Because I have never seen as many issues with kickers as I've seen this year.
Waiku's in there too. He's in that conversation as well. But the thing of it is you have a practice squad. You have people that can possibly kick. Harborough, when are you going to make the decision to sideline Justin Tucker and bring someone else in? When is that decision going to happen?
I feel like for kickers, it only happens when they get injured, like literally can't kick.
Well, they got to figure something out because they can't go postseason with this.
I mean, we can't worry about the Ravens and their winnings. We can't. So I didn't want to make a big story about it, but here's who's eliminated so far.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
I know. The Raiders,
Hey, listen, if we can get, top tier first rounder and a quarterback.
Get a first round quarterback. Listen.
You never know what happens after that, but I'm going to keep taking these L's. It was a very close game against Kansas City,
It was.
I would have been
closer than I think some people expected, especially being in Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we have Kansas City's number. I wasn't really surprised by that, but, I mean, what are you going to do? I'll take the L's. And at this point, we have no quarterback. We're going with AOC, which actually did very well against the Kansas City Chiefs.
He did. I was almost thinking of waiver wire picking him up for a week just because he had a great.
I mean, why not? I mean, we're going to Tampa
against Kansas City, like in frigid temps. Like, how could you?
I
mean,
mean,
he
and the
did
line was
good.
protecting him. I felt like this line never protected Garner Minshew. I don't think they really cared much for him, and I feel like they weren't performing for him.
They didn't.
So
They didn't like the
therefore,
mustache. They
I
didn't
don't
like
know
the
what they
mustache.
didn't like, but I felt like that was a miss too. And so now they felt like, refs cost us
Yeah.
that game. Let's be clear. We probably could have won that game. Refs cost us that game off of the manipulation of
Well, we know the
clock
Kansas
management and
City
other things.
Chiefs have their own referee
They
squad.
are the worst 11-1 team I've ever seen in my life. They really are. But I nor here nor there.
They've easily could have lost a good 4 of those games.
Yeah,
Easily.
absolutely, 1,000%. But it is what it is, and we'll just keep taking our L's, and then we go to Tampa for Sunday. We'll see how that goes. Shout out to Guru. He already wants me to
Right.
come on and talk about that.
Oh,
And
good.
nothing
Yeah.
really I want to
And
say,
shout out to Guru
but
too. He's got a great I think it's his TikTok. I don't have
yeah,
TikTok,
TikTok's
so don't,
great, and
but his
yeah, he's got
TikTok,
a
he
great
got the new
platform.
Bucks pod. So
Yes, he
that's
does.
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll
That's
see.
crazy. Speaking on fantasy terms, so the Bills, they clinched their 5th consecutive AFC East title with the win over the 49ers. Thank you, Buffalo. And of course, that was the snow game. And of course, we know that um we saw Josh Allen. Here's the deal. I've already known, I had a suspicious hunch this season because there's been numerous. I have James Cook, I have Kincaid. There's been times where both those people have like 0 to low points because Josh
Yeah,
Allen is getting 3 touchdowns a game, or he's running 3 touchdowns a
right.
game in. Um, Listen, he said that he likes starting himself on fantasy football because I love it and so do I. Of course you do, because you're out there making your own points literally. So this past
Absolutely,
weekend,
that's what he's doing. He is creating
Josh
fantasy numbers in the play in the moment.
Josh Josh Allen was the first quarterback with a pass touchdown, a rush touchdown, and a receiving touchdown all in the same game.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. I mean,
I'm glad I wasn't playing against him this week, but geez Louise,
yeah,
it was a lot. I can't.
yeah.
Same game, of course, Christian McCaffrey gets out. He's most likely out for the season with a PCL injury. This guy
Well, they
just
said 6 weeks
man.
now.
Well, will the
That's
Niners
pretty much
make it
out.
to 6 weeks?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if they're going to do a postseason. Who knows? But this is a guy too that we need to have a conversation with about him being injury prone. He's ACL now. It's PCL.
Absolutely.
He only has so many shopping days left till Christmas. The tide has turned. The page has turned on his athletic ability.
You can only get so much stem cell, I'm assuming. Like, you can't just keep.
I mean, he's not the same C-Mac, regardless of even if he comes off of this. It's going to be. I hate to say this,
and it's sad he wasted all those good years in Carolina. Like all those real prime CMCs were
right. But now we're on the other side. So now what do we do? And this is where the running back, drafting.
And that's where Madison, I think it's Madison was his backup, and he's on IR too. So now they had to go. They went and picked up somebody. I think, what is it, from the Jags or from, I don't know, from somewhere. They have one new running back because their whole team has been in and out the hospital basically.
Yeah, I mean they're just on the injury prone list, but he definitely they need to look at him and see what their other option is, because I don't think he's the guy like he used to be anymore. Sadly.
Yeah, he does. What's up, Jonathan? Appreciate you. We are back. Every once in a while, take a little time off.
Where were you last week? We did last week's show. What the heck?
He probably got used to us being gone.
We did it on Wednesday or Tuesday? We did it on Wednesday.
No, we did it on Wednesday. Was it late? No, it was on time. I don't know.
Catch the replay.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I gotta give it up, to the Seahawks.
Can we talk about your game, because your game was everything too.
Because even though we were down like 20-7 in the second quarter, and the Jets were somehow we were making the Jets look like a Super Bowl champion team with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. Second half comes, and in typical Seahawks fashion, we start changing it up. First off was Leonard Williams, who's a former Jet, 300-pound defensive tackle, takes a 92-yard run touchdown, pick 6. This guy, they said that he had, I wonder what it was. He had like a 17 point something mile per hour run, which is like the fastest they've seen for his size, which is wild. He also had 17.84 miles per hour, the fastest play by a defensive tackle when he carried it over. be a ball carrier over the last 5
And it was
seasons.
crazy
So
because
that's
it was like a sluggish jog. Like he's a big man jogging, and he
but
jogged
he
right
was
on
he
in.
was pushing because he was going past
Yeah,
people. Like you saw
yeah,
people
he
he was
was.
actively passing on the
Yeah,
side. So it was dope to see that. They said that
especially
he
if he's a
was
former Jet too. That's probably crazy to see. And then Aaron
well,
Rodgers
you
is
know,
like,
Gino's the former Jet too, but
yeah,
Gino
right.
didn't play great. I mean, this game was because of Williams, because of our defense, and Mo's probably getting a call. So we'll get back to her. Let me show a little video real quick. I think there's one. Oh, we have to talk about the schedule. We got to talk about the Las Vegas Aces schedule release. Here's how it went.
Couple introductions, we'll get you out of here. This is John O'Rourke.
Nice to meet you, John.
Mr. Jerome Smith.
Come on, bro.
Guess it's buffering. I think we're buffering here. I'm not sure what's
Mr.
going on.
Jerome
There we
Smith.
go.
Come on, bro.
Rude. This is what happens when the file's too big to download, but then you can't just add it to. Well, the Aces had one of the best schedule releases. I watched all, 13 of them. This was the best one by far. Of course, it was old Key and Peele skit, you know, who they're dapping, who
Oh,
they're
I love
hugging,
that.
who
I
they're.
love that when I saw that. Sorry, I'm back to y'all. My phone rang. I don't know why.
I knew it. I told him. I said, Mo's
Yeah, I
phone's
said,
ringing.
you know,
She'll
I
get
don't know
back
what.
to
I
us.
just told people that I was doing the show that they still call after I specifically said I'm about to do my show.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, that was a good one. I know Atlanta Dream did like a whole barbecue scene, which was cool. The Phoenix Sun did like a photo shoot in those weird, awkward, like Sears
Yeah, like
portrait
90s
things.
fold, like family
Um,
pictures. Yeah.
but I will say this: out of all those tweets from the teams that posted, I think the most was maybe like 1.5 or 2,000 views. Even the New York Liberty only had like 2,000 views. The Aces had like almost 10,000.
Yeah.
Because hello.
Because we're lit. And we're 2-time champions back to back. And no one's done that just yet.
Hello.
Recent years. But they did try to
Yeah.
Liberty tried to do a lead up with Ellie being interrogated, like a Law and Order situation.
They did, and I watched
And
that
I don't
too.
think that, yeah, and I don't know if that really caught on to the audience.
It was
like,
really
okay.
slow and very
Yeah,
long.
it
The
just
very
didn't
first team, of
do-
course, they did was the Aces, because of course they get their rings on ring night. Their very first game at home is against us.
Right, of course.
And so the interrogator was like, do you know this person? And it was Sydney Colson. They're like,
Yeah.
apparently people think that Sydney Colson is you, and da-da-da-da. And so, but it was just so long. And of course,
It
Ellie
was.
don't talk. So
Right.
it's
So
not
it was
like,
just kind of that dragging thing. Yeah.
it was poorly put together, but
yeah.
whatever.
They could have done better with Ellie, man. Listen. She's been
They
lit
should
this
have done
whole
a lot
time.
better. I
I
know. So
know.
hopefully this video can work. It's regarding we had the expansion draft on Friday. So the Valkyries, the Bay Area, were they Bay Area Valkyries or San Francisco, California Valkyries?
Yeah.
Whatever. They, of course, our assistant coach, our former assistant coach, Natalie Nakasa is there. She's going to be their head coach, but their expansion draft is on Friday. It's at 3:00 on ESPN, or 3:30 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN. Here, hopefully this video works, and it's about the expansion draft process.
WNBA expansion draft. On December 6th, the Golden State Valkyries will introduce their new roster of players acquired through the WNBA expansion draft. Here's how it works. Currently, the WNBA has a total of 12 teams. 12 players make up.
Good.
Yeah.
This is so
It froze.
frustrating.
Okay. Yeah. So within those 12 teams they get to pick.
So within those 12 teams, they get to hold or reserve 6 of those players.
Right.
However, if they're an unrestricted free agent and they're not part of that 6, the Valkyries can only choose one unrestricted free agent out of all 12 teams. And there was also something in there regarding it was regarding the they call them like a core player. Core players don't count towards the 6 that you can reserve. So depending on who the ace is, if the aces can have core players as well as 6, we may be doing okay, just depending on how that unfolds. So,
Bye, Kelsey.
and then so the
Bye, Kelsey.
Valkyries. No,
She's
rude.
unrestricted free agent. I just don't see her
But
staying with us. I'm trying to get my hopes up as she does,
I know
but I don't think it's
I
happening.
can't. I'm not. I can't even think like
I
that right now. So
want her to stay, but I don't think that's. I need to.
So
be
the
realistic.
Valkyries can then pick these players from the teams and either keep them or they can put them back on the market to have more cap space.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this unfolds, but we will know on Friday what their team will consist of, and then let free agency and the rest of the season go.
Man, I pray that she hasn't signed. I mean, listen, this is where we're at. We'll see.
Well, maybe this is also why she's not playing in Unrivaled, is because she has a lot to think about. She's got a lot to go through. Speaking of Unrivaled, I want one of these basketballs. If there's somebody in Miami that's going to the Unrivaled, get me a basketball, please.
Oh, well, they
those
sell
not
those. Those are
fire?
pretty fire. I like those.
I don't know. I mean, I would assume like they've got. I'm sure Wilson sells them, or there could be some for sale, like at like merchandise there. Give me
it's
a mini
giving
one.
Charlotte
I don't know.
Bobcat colors, but I mean, I'll take it.
But it's very teal. It almost has like iridescent kind of like
Yeah.
shimmer to
I think they
it.
put a little hint of pink in there. Could have been like the Miami Heat a little bit with the teal and the black and the purple.
Yeah, they don't want to do all that. It's already in Miami. We're not
know.
gonna.
But it looks Miami's already with that teal and the purple. Might
Yeah,
have to put pink in
yeah.
it.
I mean, it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah.
Listen, but we also know too. So first news, other news in WNBA. Okay, so the Connecticut Sun named their new head coach,
Yep.
Rashid Mazian. So he used to coach for the French Club League and then also the Belgian women's national team. He was in Paris for the assistant coach for the French team that got, or I'm sorry, he was the head coach for Belgium. They got 4th in the Paris Olympics. He also was an assistant coach for France. So he's the new Connecticut Sun team. We only have 2 teams now, Dallas Wings and the Mystics, that don't have head coaching coach. They don't have head coaches yet. They haven't hired.
Yeah.
So we will see how that goes. But we had a notification that the investigation to the Seattle Storm's what was it? The bullying by the coaches. They had an investigation. The Storm hired outside people to come and do like an impartial investigation. It was found that the findings were unsubstantiated, so they didn't go forward. Well, within an hour of that being reported all over social media and the sports outlets, next you hear Jewel Lloyd's requesting a trade out of Seattle.
Was she the one that reported?
She's gotta be.
So we were all thinking it was Skylar Diggins, and it wasn't.
We all think it's Skylar because of her previous stuff happening, but I believe it was Jewel. Unbelievable. I don't know. I don't know. Seattle Gate. Stormgate.
So where
2024.
Where's she? Oh, you know what? I wouldn't be mad if we take her.
But they're talking about Sky too at Chicago. Like, what if she was feeding Angel Reese and Cordoza? Wow.
Boy, that's something else. That's
I mean, here's the deal. She lost. Brianna Stewart's gone. There's no more.
I mean, they're not the same Storm they used to be. There's no Super.
Not.
There's
and
no
she's
Brianna
got
Stewart,
her rings from being there. She's come up and grown underneath these greats. Now go roll out. Get those rings somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Gosh, just wild. Unbelievable. I saw your Lakers played today. And
we lost bigly, if that's such a word. We lost.
Huge. Yeah.
We lost.
JJ seemed like he's cool as a cucumber on.
I mean, we lost our spot in the cup, so they will not be coming to Vegas. So we're not one to be doing that.
No, and the Celtics are not in the cup either.
Yeah, I don't think we're as bad as Golden State losing 6 games in a row.
I mean, Golden State's in the cup.
They are in the cup because the games that they do win are cup games. Whereas the games we lose are cup games, and
they want that $500K.
Right. But we'll sit on our 12-10.
Okay.
Ryu
Well, and I
is
heard that
back.
Anthony only had like 8 points today, which that's
Yeah,
not
it
good.
wasn't good. Ryu Hachimura just returned from being on injury, so he was kind of fresh on the court and a little vanilla with it. I didn't get to catch most of it because we were so down. 93 to 134 is just a blowout. And like I said, I refuse to watch these blowouts like that. Because again, they don't know what they're doing. They got D'Angelo Russell starting again. They used to bench him. Dalton Connect was kind of off on his game. Like, it just was an off evening
Right.
for these guys.
So the NBA Cup's gonna start next Tuesday and next Wednesday for the first round. This is single elimination. This is one and
Right.
done.
Right.
Once that's over with, it goes to the semifinals and then the finals, which I believe are or it's all next weekend. Oh god, it's next
Yeah, it's all
weekend
next
already.
week.
So
So
the
next
14th,
weekend will probably be
14th
that.
and 15th. I think the semifinals are Saturday and the
Yeah.
finals are Sunday. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good because then, our game's Monday night game. So following week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the deal. There was all these rumors about why am I just blanking on his name all of a sudden?
Kirk
Kirk.
starting over Kirk
No,
Cousins?
there was like these rumors because Kirk hasn't been doing great.
No,
that
he
maybe
hasn't.
benched, and they were talking like, no, he's not going to get benched. And my thing is, you're playing the Raiders. Let's say they blow out, or maybe they're down by a 10 to the, who knows? Either which scenario, either Kirk doesn't do well, or the Raiders are are getting their, are losing by a lot. Put Penix in.
Well, I know you want to see that action, so I think they will.
I really do. That's
I think they will. Just because it's the Legion, I think they will.
Not just to get back and forth again, but I was not even amazed. I saw that Zion is out for 2 more weeks, but it hasn't played since November 6th.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is too young to not have a steady career.
Can we start having a conversation that these first rounders are not living up to the standard of a first round draft pick in the NBA? Like, they all can be like win or bust. They're just not effective. And then he goes and gets this crazy back tattoo or whatever he's doing on his downtime. Makes no sense. He looks out of shape again. And it's just kind of like, what are we doing? Pels, what are we doing with this guy? Because I don't know if he wants to play basketball or not. I don't understand what's going on, and he's just,
who knows what he wants to do.
He's just very in the moment, temporary, and then he goes off. He's Paul George. I don't know. He's Paul George. Because Paul George is out again. He's Kawhi Leonard. He's
what was the big guy for Portland back in the day that never got anywhere? Huge center that what was his name?
Anybody can help with that? I don't know.
Yeah. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but anyway, he never got off. Like he just couldn't make it happen. And I feel like this is like a Zion.
Zion got hurt in summer league. That kicked it off where I knew, like, okay, this guy's injury prone. He got a rolled ankle from his shoe being loose. So he was down for that. So I was like,
wait, who's his shoe contract with? Is it with Nike or is it with somebody else?
I think is it with Adidas or Under Armour? I'm not sure. Let me look that up. But at the end of the day, this guy is very in the moment, temporary. You can't expect a full season with him. You don't know what's going to happen with him.
You can't.
And like I said, when he got that back tattoo that he's posting, that makes no sense. He looks out of shape.
And it wasn't even good. Like, how do you get a full back tattoo and it looks,
I don't know, it looked janky, but he looked janky because he looks like he gained weight again. Like, he's like not in shape again. Like, what is going on?
Probably why he's still out for 2 more weeks.
I mean, my goodness, the blow up is real. Like, what are you doing? Like, and he has that weight clause in his contract too, where he's not supposed to be, yo-yoing.
And he's got the money. Listen, if I had the money for a private chef and a gym in my house, like, there would be no stopping me. Unfortunately,
just immature and undisciplined. That's basically what it is. He's just immature and undisciplined, in my opinion. I don't know the guy, but just observation. That's what it looks like.
Right, observation.
But it's insane. It's insane. Like, this is what we're doing.
I just, it's a tough look. It's a tough look.
Shout out to the Thunder, though.
Yeah,
they keep doing their thing. Shout out to Memphis Grizzlies, even though John Morant got booed tonight because of a great play he had.
Well, because he's not dunking and they want him to dunk. He
Yeah,
thinks it's because like he's gonna get less No, if you stop making gun noise, things with guns, that's what's getting you in trouble. You dunking is not what's getting you hurt.
Right. Exactly right.
Do I can. I don't know. It is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm looking at Diana's shoe deal just to see.
The Golden Knights are up 2-0. He is Nike, damn.
I think he's Nike. Yeah, he is Nike.
Oh, that hurts.
I don't know if I think he's not under Jordan brand.
No.
He's under Nike.
No, yeah, just Nike. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's Jordan brand.
Well, hey, it is what it is.
And his shoes are on sale, by the way. They got cyber sale on his shoes. The Zion 3 Z3D or 82.97.
Don't be on them clearance racks in a hot minute. You're gonna see those at the Nike clearance outlet up there in South Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah. Or at that Nellis outlet.
Speaking of shoes, shout out to Buckets.
Oh, Paige, go ahead, girl.
Got her. She is the first NIL college athlete to design and launch her own Nike PE shoe, which is a player edition for those that don't know. It's the custom Nike GT Hustle 3. It drops this Saturday.
I like it.
Some of those, yeah. It's got buckets, I think on the tongue, of course, because of her moniker. Her name's in the back. I think it has like a nod to not only Connecticut, but also I think her hometown somewhere. So I like that colorway. I just think basketball shoes in general are uncomfortable. Like,
yeah, those look like they got a good extra air sole cushion or something. And I'm like, the insole looks like it's a doable shoe. Go ahead, Paige. I'm happy for her. She's gonna be a beast.
I
when
am.
she gets to WNBA.
Also, be happy for Juju out here with 40 points last night. 40
points. The numbers that Bronny should have. Y'all talking about being on my savage moment. These are the numbers that Bronny should have in order.
Well, Juju decided to stay an extra year in college. So.
But even when she did, even if she didn't have to, she still was putting up great numbers. But
she
these are the type of numbers
she's incredible. 40
these
points.
Are the type of numbers we look for in the NBA and WNBA. This is what we look at.
She made more threes in a game than any other USC Trojan in history, as far as I think women basketball. So she had more threes in a single game in USC history. She had 9 of them. Insane. 40-point night. And you wonder why there's more stars out there at USC watching basketball games than there are for like Sparks games or other games. Like fire.
Yeah, I get that.
Fire. We also have, and this is something I didn't think I'd be saying this. We got to give it up for HVL. Listen, Haley Van Lith has literally turned the game around at TCU. They are number 9. It's their best ranking in TCU women's basketball history.
The season started for them.
So she went from Louisville to LSU last season, took the chance on TCU, and look at them fly.
Go Frogs. Shout out to Tara. That's her team. She's loving that and following every bit of that.
Every bit of it. Yeah. So listen, Friday is gonna be nuts. We've got the WNBA expansion at 3:30. The Knights play at 7. Desert Dogs are playing. Like I'm gonna be and the UNLV game at 5. So there's like nonstop stuff happening on your phone, your tablet, your TV, wherever.
And the Knights are up now. 2-0.
Absolutely.
With 8 minutes left in the second period against our Ducks. Those Ducks.
Yeah. That's all I really got for it. I mean, is there anything else that you can think of that you saw that, you need to chat about? My new beanie.
I love that.
The tent sale outside of the game on Friday and Saturday had clearance merchandise, like 50% off. And first of all, this beanie was being sold for $50. I would never spend $50 on a beanie, but I did get it for half off, which later after I came back out the game.
So we'll take the $25. That's about worth it.
Absolutely. That's normal. That's good.
And that is normal. And it seems like it's warm and cozy and it's
very warm and cozy. And this is going to be like the go-to at the park with Tilly, doing anything else I need to. This is that beanie.
Yeah, I love it.
So it was good stuff. And I got like a couple surprises for my girls out there that I picked up.
Oh, nice. Treasure treats. Oh, we got to talk about Blake Snell too. Let me not talk about my boys in blue. But I think we talked about it last week. But it was
We
official
talk about
this week.
the money. The money.
The money got deferred. He's doing that deferment thing, which is a smart move. He falls in line.
The Dodgers have the Kmart. Like, Dodgers got the Kmart layaway plan.
We do, and that gives us more money to try to go after Juan Soto because he is coming. He will make a decision soon, I'm sure. But
he's not in a rush, he said. But yeah.
Oh, he's coming to us. Let's just bide the time. It's a matter of making a big announcement.
So basically, it's Dodgers for like the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it is, and we love that. I'd rather that than the Astros. The Astros attempted it, and it didn't work. So it's our turn. But Blake Snell put it on that Dodger jersey and put it on his hat. And I loved his agent leaning into him at the press conference, like button that up so they could see the whole Dodgers thing. Aww. He was mic'd up so you could hear him say, "No, button it up so they see the whole Dodgers." He's like, "Oh yeah, let me do that." He looks good in the Dodger blue. They needed
that photo op.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going down. I just can't wait for this new baseball season, what the MLB holds, and what he's gonna. Potentially he's got with us.
We may have to go down to Arizona for a little
spring training type situation. Yeah, we may.
It's always good times out there. What I learned about the Dodgers is that their deferred money is now over $1 billion.
Ain't that something? Shout out to the man.
They got 7 players to pay out, including Snell and the Edmund signings. So from 2028 to 2046. Is when these deferred payments are happening. so y'all better be winning multiple championships now, because pretty soon y'all gonna be broke. I mean, it's gonna be like money running out. Bobby Bonilla, there's gonna be.
It's gonna be Bobby Bonilla all over again with them getting their paydays. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Manfred family for finally smartening up and getting what we've asked for a long time. And that's the
I ain't mad. I wish the Mariners ownership would be able to, at least get us.
And not for nothing, people were really upset about us acquiring Blake Snell. We're not even the richest franchise in the MLB. There's other teams that have the money but are choosing not to spend the money. We're choosing to spend the money, and that's what we're gonna do.
You're flashing credit cards right now.
Yeah, we're dropping the Amex.
You're laying down the Amex Blacks all over, and just hoping that eventually those championships pay off, and that interest rate ain't going to kill you by 2048.
We better win next season. We got him now too, and then also a pitching Ohtani. We better win. Like it's no brainer. We've got to.
You have to at that point.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's the show for tonight. Everybody have a great time. Hopefully everybody gets out to see, whether it be basketball next weekend, or whether it be lacrosse on Friday. If you're going to Boise, cheer loud for the Rebels. Hopefully they can pull up the upset in the Mountain West Conference Championship. And I'm so nervous about the WNBA expansion. I just can't.
Girl.
I'm gonna wear my Plum jersey. I'm gonna have my Plum jersey on at 3:30. That's all.
If she does it, then that's great. But I don't know. What's going on?
Oh man. Anyways, that's the show. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel at Girl Chat Sports. Subscribe. Feel free to share this. If you're just catching the end, you can watch the replay. Follow us on all social media at Girl Chat Sports on Instagram, Twitter, and wherever else you want. Okay, right.
Yeah. Apple Podcasts.
Podcast, Spotify, anywhere you listen. Although we prefer you watch us, because look at our faces, and it's much more funner to be entertained by
our actual reaction and our passion about.
Yeah, because
what we love.
I mean, it's not just about the voice,
Exactly.
Anyways, we'll catch y'all next time. See ya.
All right, we're out.